Hello friends! We continue painting the Dark Angel's captain, and today I will show you how I painted the sword using non-metallic metal technique. At the beginning I mixed three colors together: blue-grey dust, scorched wood and black stallion from GreenStuffWorld. I applied them on the wet palette and mixed them until I reached the dark grey color with some brown tint. Such mix was my first base color. Next, I introduced the first highlight color, which was the slate grey from GSW. This range of paints require just a little bit of water to be applicable easily. I started applying it on a blade, building slowly the light reflection in the middle of the blade, taking into account that I assume that the light comes from the right side of the model. You can see how I'm switching the colors between the slate grey and the base darker tone to make the transition smoother. I was sketching the edge highlights already to have the better perspective for the final results. My goal was to reach the pure smooth slate grey highlight at this stage. When I was satisfied, I proceed with the next highlight color, which was the woven grey. On the wet palette I mix it with the previous slate grey to obtain the middle tone for blends. I started applying it in the same place as before, but covering a smaller area. Have a look, first touches are always rough. You will never get the perfect smooth blend with just one brush stroke. This is why I use the midtones to make the transition between layers smooth. If you overdone it at this stage, just use the darker paints which we used before to tone it down. Keep playing with it and try to enjoy the process. All can be fixed or made smoother later on. Time to add the secondary reflections from the metallic parts. For that I used the redwood brown, which I added to the palette and mixed with the base color of the blade. As you can see, I apply it gently next to the parts which will be painted with the gold NMM later. When the base color was set, I went on with the pure redwood brown. To continue those reflections, I introduced the bestial brown and I apply it on the sword. As you can see, the blade looks more interesting already with those extra color. After that, I started working slowly on some final highlights. I added the nuclear white to slate grey paint in ratio around 50-50, and I went on highlighting the blade. Here you can see that every time I add the brighter color, I try to blend it in. The brown secondary reflections were highlighted as well. For the final highlight of the secondary reflection, I have used the quicksand brown and I mixed it with the white paint. Final step is done with the pure white paint. I try to bring the extreme highlights there where light hits, but also on the edges. The finished blade looks like this. How smooth the transitions are depends only on you and the time involved. And here you can see the completed model with the base ready. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe the channel.